Okay, here we have the 2021 Vintage Cruiser 19 RBS. Up front you have your front tongue jack, you have up and down, then you have a light right here when you're hooking up, your 7-way for your lights and brakes, your chains right there on your breakaway cable. That's an emergency brake, basically. That you'll hook next to your chains. For some reason, if it came off the ball and your chains failed, that pin would pull out and it would lock up your brakes. Then you have your propane tanks here. You have two 20-pounders. Your cover right here, these knobs loosen up, and then you have access to the top. You have a strap right here that holds it on. It just goes right through that loop. And then you can lift up on it. Your regulator right here. You have an arrow indicating to what tank is drawn from. Also, there's a little clear window right there. Right now it's red. That's indicating that there's no gas going through. Once you turn it on, it goes to clear. Then that means there's gas going through. You can have both the tanks on. If the one it's pointing to goes empty, it'll automatically switch over and draw from the other one. And then before you take the empty one off to get it filled, switch that over to the other one. You got your 12-volt battery up here. Then you have sewer storage right there underneath. Moving to the side, you have your front storage compartment, and it has magnets on the door to hold it open. Then you have your power cord in here. You have a water hose for your spray port, and then you have a jack right here for your stabilizers, or a crank for your stabilizer jacks. And those are on each corner, so 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Before you crank those down, you'll want to get your camper leveled. So put blocks under the tires for side-to-side leveling. Then unhook and use the front tongue jack for front-to-back leveling. Once your camper's leveled, then you'll crank down your jacks till they hit the ground, or if you have blocks under them. Once they're touching, give it to 1/2 to 3/4 of a crank. Just to put a little pressure on it. You do not want to try and lift up your camper with the jacks because they will bend. Alright, then you have your freshwater fill right here. So you have a portable water tank. You'll use that when you're going to a state park or dry camping, or if you're going on a long trip and you think you might pull over on the side at a rest stop or whatever. Then you'll have water on board with you, so you can, if you spend the night at a rest stop, you can take a shower, use the bathroom and stuff. And the drain for that is right there. There's a little plug that screws in there. You unplug that and it'll drain the fresh water tank. Alright, then you have your city water connection. So this is if you're at a campground. That just pops off and then you can screw your hose on there. And that is direct water to all your faucets and your toilet. Next to that is the spray port, so that's where that blue hose will connect to in the compartment. Moving down, you have the exhaust for your furnace. Just make sure nothing's in the way of that and don't touch it while using it, because that gets pretty hot. Above that's the back of the fridge. You'll never have to go back there. It's just where we service it, and the little hose sticking out is the drain for condensation. Then down below is your sewer outlet, and it's labeled right here. So the left handle is your wastewater, which is your gray tank, which is your sink and shower water. Then the sewage holding tank is your black tank, which is your toilet water. And those valves, they just pull out. You'll leave those closed while you're camping. Once it's about 2/3 to all the way full, that's when you come out and dump them. Dump the black tank first, empty that out. And there is a black tank flush right here, so when you're dumping that tank, you can hook your hose up there, and it'll just flush everything out for you. Once that's done, turn off the water, let it drain out the rest of the way, close it, then open your gray tank, and that'll just clean out your sewer hose for you. Then you have cable and satellite hookups here, and in between is your power cord hookup. This is a 30 amp unit, so when you go to a campground, ask for a 30 amp hookup. When you're at home, you can plug into an adapter to keep your battery charged and your fridge cold. The only thing you can't run when you're at home plugged into the house outlet is the air conditioner. That requires the 30 amp outlet. So unless you have one of those installed, you cannot use your air conditioner at home. Then in the back, you have your water heater right here. So this is a gas and electric water heater. For the electric, the switch is right here. All you have to do is just, when you're plugged in, just flip that on. Then you're all set to go. It usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes to fully heat up. So when you're camping, that's the first thing I would turn on when you're plugged in. All right, moving to this side. You have cable hookup out here, and there's a TV mount right here, so you can bring the TV outside. Hook up the cable here and plug it in there. A couple outside speakers and your awning. Then the other side of your storage compartment. And on this side, there's a couple light switches. This one right here is for lights up front. And then this one right here is for the LED strip inside. And then that small crank right there, that is for your front tongue jack. So if you lose power, if the fuse blows and you don't have one with you, you can crank your jack up and down. All right, last thing outside, this unit is prepped for solar charging. So you can get a small solar panel that's on a little tripod. If you're dry camping, it'll just keep your battery charged for you. And if you do want to get one, make sure you're looking at ZAMP solar panels, because that is the system it's pre-wired for. All right.